weeks ago, did you say?
It's been about 3 months.
Oh, 3 months.
Yeah.
So why did you've never smoked before that?
No.
Okay, what made you decide to start smoking?
I was intrigued. I always intrigued by the claim smoking was bad, and I always questioned it because actually I remember in school I was 12 and we did they showed us a video on smoking,
Mm-hmm.
and in there was a section telling us about the effects of smoking, and they tested it on animals.
Mm-hmm.
They had these rabbits in a box,
Mm-hmm.
and they had these. I think the government told these scientists, look, we want to know what's causing cancer and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the scientists did the experiment with rabbits in a lab,
Mm-hmm.
and basically they had the cigarettes poking into the chamber, so the smoke was inhaled by the animals,
Mm-hmm.
and towards the end of that experiment, the scientists told the government, look, the animals are fine, they've not got cancer, they're still as healthy as they were, and they did that on a number of occasions, but they accused the scientists of fraudulent activity, and they sacked them, they sued them. The scientists there was a number of scientists, I can't remember the name, and I'm trying to get a hold of this video, but I can't seem to track it down. But it's a school education video in the UK. But that's really stuck in my head since then.
Wait a minute.
And
Wait a minute.
yeah,
You're telling me that in school they show. Okay, how old were you then?
I was 12.
So when you were 12 years old in school, they showed you a video.
About smoking, the dangers of smoking.
The dangers of smoking, but the experiment they conducted didn't support that claim that smoking was dangerous.
Exactly, and the scientists got accused of fraudulent
science.
Manipulating the data. Yeah, the scientists. Yeah, that's something that stuck in my head. Why would you put that in a video?
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, that doesn't seem like a very convincing way, to convince children that smoking is bad, to show them a video which is kind of the opposite.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, and that's always stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of the video, it shows you where the origins of tobacco smoking come from. They showed you the Native Americans, how they used to smoke, and
the Native Americans.
Yeah, they show that in the video, but that bit of the video actually stuck in my head, and I wish I could find this video.
That's interesting.
And yeah, it really is interesting, and I always, because I didn't have I wasn't against smokers, and I didn't have that agenda or anything. If you want to smoke, you can smoke. It didn't bother me at all.
Mm-hmm.
But as more I read recently about the effects of tobacco outweigh the claims they make that it causes cancer.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently it seems to be exactly the opposite seems to be true, and the anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties of tobacco are pretty well documented, actually.
Yeah.
It seems that people who smoke, that they have lower incidence of multiple sclerosis, Parkinson, Alzheimer, and epilepsy.
Yeah, that's the information I've also read as well.
Yeah. So, do you make sure that you buy, really good quality tobacco, or?
I'm not researching into it much, but I try to get the best I can at the moment.
Okay.
Because I don't smoke the cigarettes pre-made. I get the rolling tobacco. I smoke them instead.
So have you noticed anything during the time?
First couple of weeks, getting used to smoking it, inhaling it. I did notice one effect, actually. When I had dry mouth, it stimulated the mucus. As in,
the saliva.
My mouth was dry. Yeah, the saliva, yeah. I thought, hey, that's quite surprising that I did that. But that's the reason why I smoked. I started smoking more, because I did have issue with dry mouth as well.
Uh-huh. Okay. Is there anything else that you noticed since you started smoking?
I was more alert as well when you smoke. You feel more calm and more alert.
That's interesting. So how much do you smoke now?
I have 4 or 5 a day or something.
Okay. So what do your parents and your friends say to that? I mean, what about your parents that you never smoked in your life and then all of a sudden you start smoking?
Well, I do it out of the house so they don't know really.
You do what?
I do it out of the house so they don't know.
Uh-huh, okay.
Yeah, because they'd be upset, you see. So it's our culture, we don't do that kind of thing. But there's a lot of other family members that do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just join them. I know it shouldn't, but...
Okay, yeah, that's...
I'll tell them eventually.
Okay. Well, maybe after the video comes out,
yeah, they might do.
after the world premiere of this documentary. Okay, well, that's very interesting. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you think would be to talk about?
Something else I want to mention. I did have the effects before I took the MSO. I was having neurological effects. I think that was from breathing in the toxins, like the thinners and the solvents. Because it does have effect on your nervous system. And I was getting short-term memory. It was affecting that. And I wasn't able to concentrate at work as well because I was breathing them toxins. I think that might explain why I was folate deficient as well, just generally vitamin B deficient, because the toxins took a toll on the body. But as I switched as I was taking spirulina, because I did have a spinal column pain as well.
You had a spinal column what?
Pain. I had pain in my spine. Which I think when I took spirulina, the first week that cleared up. Because I was having chest pain, I was wheezing as well a bit, and that's the number one thing that helped me out.
Now I have a question. Now, since your doctor didn't tell you that he thought you had blood cancer, do you think it could have been something else in your case that is very similar to blood cancer, like for example fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue syndrome or something like that?
Yeah, I could well be, because at the end of the day I'm not a doctor, but because of the information I was reading, I was getting worried. The glands on my chest were swelling up. They were hurting as well. Even just touching my chest like that, it were hurting. So I was trying to narrow it down what it was, and I looked up. There was a video on YouTube, which basically told you what the side effects. Sorry, not side effects. What the causes of lymphoma, what the symptoms are, or the signs, and that kind of rung a bell. And that's the kind of symptoms I had.
And also the natural doctor, this woman at this clinic, she, in her opinion, it was very probable that it was lymphoma, right?
Well, yeah, it fall into that category as well.
Okay, so you think that basically you became sick because you were exposed at your job to a lot of chemicals and you were breathing it in basically all the time?
Well, yeah, I was more or less.
Right, so
even though I wore a mask, but then sometimes, when you want to get a tool from the box, you take it off, quickly run there. But then everyone else is working around you. They might be grinding or welding. That's another danger as well. Welding it releases heavy metals as well. So breathing in them, that's dangerous. Causing nervous system damage and other effects as well.
Have you since met anyone else who had a similar job like you and ended up with similar symptoms?
I've not met anyone, but the lads that I'm working with were having symptoms or other things.
Yeah, I told you, I actually met someone in Brooklyn that